Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's GentooMan here, and today's story time is kind of a funny one and also a testament to how much of a coward I am, I guess. But this is a story about the time that my friends tried to make me ask out a girl on Halloween, but yeah, you'll see how that went. Anyways, this story time takes place a good couple years ago, and I was just chilling. It was Halloween at school, a good time. And at school for Halloween, like on specific holidays, they'd have like the second half of the day would just be like a dance, right? And like there'd be a little like concession bar where you could like buy snacks and stuff, and like they'd like get some like party lights and whatnot in the gym, and they'd make it a whole thing. They'd like play music, and you could dance and hang out with your friends, and it was great. I mean, if you didn't want to go to the dance, you could just like go hang out elsewhere and stuff, and it was a pretty fun time. So this particular year of school, me and two of my friends just so happened to like the same girl, and we were all like going for her, quote unquote, but like no one was doing anything. We're all like, oh, may the best man win, but like there was no best man because nobody was doing anything. So come Halloween, I don't remember how I wrote myself into this. I either said like I'm gonna do this, or I was like lost a bet or something. I do that a lot, and then yes, that's a good time. But it had been decided that I was going to ask out this girl on the second half of this here Halloween day. So I remember just sitting like it was in my homeroom, because we had like after lunch there was like a reading period. So I was just sitting there during the reading period, probably not even reading. I was probably just like drawing or something like that. Or like sometimes I'd literally bring a PSP and like play video games in the reading period, just like under my desk. So I was probably doing one of those two things. Then the bell rang and everyone was like excited. Everyone hopped up because it's like, oh, it's time for the dance. We basically get to do nothing for the rest of the day. But I was like, shit. I was not particularly chilling with what was about to happen. So I kind of just blew it off. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And just kind of like went about it normally. Like I went with my friends down to the gym. I was just hanging out down there. And I would frequently like hide in the bathroom just to get away from my friends telling me to do it. I also needed to like go there because the school had like a strict no phones policy, and I needed to like hide my phone because I needed to text my friend all the information for what we were doing later that night. But yeah, so I kept like trying to avoid this whole scenario, and eventually my friends caught on, and they're like, all right, look, we're just taking you there. And I wouldn't let them do it because I was pussy. I was coward. I didn't want to do it. And so eventually my one friend gave up. But my one friend and his girlfriend at the time were like, come on, just do it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Worst she says is no, which is like sometimes the case, but also like when you're an overthinker like me, it is not the case. So that's also fun. So what ended up happening is they literally like grabbed me by the arms, because this girl that they wanted me to ask out, she wasn't in like the whole like dance thing. She was in the library just like playing board games with her friends and stuff. And that was kind of the thing that I was like, if I could just like approach her like on her own in the dance, like then maybe. But like I don't want to approach her in like the silent library while she's playing games with her friends. Like I really don't want to do that and like ask her this question. It's gonna be super awkward, and like I already know she's gonna say no because like she doesn't like me, which is fine. Like looking back, like that's okay. But yeah, I just really didn't want to do it. My friends were trying to make me do it, but I eventually escaped from their grasp and just like went back to the gym. And I found my friend that like wasn't in any of my classes this year, and like he didn't know about this whole thing. He's like, oh, hey bro, like you okay? You look like a little winded, like out of it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm just trying to avoid these people. He's like, why? So I tell him the whole story. Like I tell him like they're trying to make me ask out this girl, and I don't want to do it. And he's like, you got yourself into another situation where you said you were going to ask out a girl, or someone else said it, and then the time has come and you're just not doing it. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. He's like, yeah, it sounds like you, bro. And I'm like, yeah, it really does. It does sound like me. But are you going to like rat on me? He's like, no, of course not. Like, you want to just chill with me and my friends for a bit? I'm like, yeah, for sure. So I do that. I avoid my friends. And eventually my one friend, he finds me. Like a friend who he and his girlfriend were trying to drag me there. He finds me. He's like, look, man, if you're not going to do it, then me and her are just going to go and tell her what you have to say if you're not going to ask her out on your own. I'm like, don't do that. That's a really terrible idea. Like, don't do that. That's arguably more awkward. And yeah, I said, like, don't do that. But I'm also, like, not asking her out. Can we just, like, forget this was a whole thing and then just, like, hang out as friends and have a fun rest of the day? It's like, no, we're not doing that. I'm going to the library and I'm going to go tell her right now. And so he did. He left and he told her that. And I don't know how that conversation went to this very moment. But I also don't really care. I mean, I'm kind of curious, but, like, whatever. So I just hung out with my one friend the rest of the day. And then eventually the bell rang. And I kind of, like, I saw this girl a couple times in the hallway. And she's kind of, like, looked uncomfortable. And so, like, I had the chick's number. Like, I don't remember how I got it. Like, I actually don't. I think my friend got it because they needed to, like, talk about some stuff in, like, band. Because, yeah, I was in the school band. I was a fucking nerd. So I got the number from him. And then I texted her saying, like, hey, sorry about today. That was super awkward. Can we still, like, be friends? Like, I don't really care about, like, dating. I mean, like, you're a cool person, but, like, my friends were just kind of being weird and they made today really awkward, and, like, could it just, like, not be awkward between us for the rest of the year? That'd be sick. And then I sent this message, and then I realized, like, wait, she's not going to know why I have her number. So I have to quickly follow up and be like, oh yeah, I felt really bad. So I asked my friend for your number so I could let you know that. And she didn't seem too weirded out. She texted me back like, oh no, it's completely okay. Like, I was just really confused. Like, I'm glad you cleared that up. Like, thanks for letting me know what's going on. Like, I was just really confused. Like, yeah, of course we can, like, totally still be friends. Like, of course we can. And yeah, like, thanks for explaining. I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. Like, sorry about the awkwardness again. And, like, happy Halloween. She's like, yeah, happy Halloween to you too. Have a good night. And then we didn't really talk that much over. We didn't talk at text, like, at all after that. And we were still kind of friends in school. I haven't talked to this chick in years though, so that's fine. We weren't, like, close friends. We were like friends with each other because we worked a lot. We were in the same section in band is what I'm trying to say. So we worked together a lot in that one class. And yeah, that's story time. That pretty much wraps it up. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll drop all my socials in the description. You can follow me on Twitter and TikTok. And I'm hoping to stream Five Nights at Freddy's 2 sometime soon. And I am working on a video about my thoughts on the movie, and it's that's going to be a rough one to make, is what I will say. But anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. Stay awesome. I'll catch you in the next one. Later.